What's up, my friends? Today we are breaking down a brand new technique from Japan. This is one of the hottest techniques that is taking Japan by storm. It is called the Inu Rig. Now, Inu in Japanese means dog, so in essence, the dog rig. So today we're going to break this down. I'm going to show this to you guys for the first time so you guys can be on the front edge of this technique and hopefully catch a bunch of fish on it. So let's do it. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle. The Hookup Tackle is the world's largest showcase of megabass products, featuring baits and colors not found at any other dealer. The Hookup also offers a wide display of OSP, Evergreen, Depths, Lucky Craft, Jackal, and many more. The Hookup Tackle is owned and operated by family, is staffed by guides and verified tackle nerds who love helping anglers elevate their craft. If you're in the Phoenix area, we'd love to have you stop by our showroom and check out the wonderful world of megabass and the Hookup for yourself. If you shop online, there are almost 10,000 SKUs of megabass products alone, with hundreds of other companies and new products being added daily. So next time you're looking for that hard to find bait, that color your fish have never seen before, or maybe you just want to elevate your game, look at thehookuptackle.com. All right, welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, aka the Tackle Otaku, of course, being joined by my buddy Jeffrey the King. We're the Hookup Tackle USA. So we're talking about a new rig today, Jeff.
Good.
So you and I have been chatting about this in Griff, and we've been kind of bouncing this around because this is basically taken Japan by storm very quickly. It kind of came out of nowhere.
Dude, yeah.
And
it's already all over the place over there.
It is. So it's one of those techniques that I haven't seen a technique like this kind of blow up. And when I say blow up, anglers are posting pictures of it. Tackle stores in Japan are making sections for it. YouTube videos are going crazy for it. So, you know, it's one of those that is unique enough and it's catching fish well enough that it's really grabbing attention. So I wanted to make sure that we brought it to you guys. Look, this is still a new technique.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're still on the cutting edge of this thing. So the faster we get it out there, the more we can all help each other figure this out, figure out little mods and that kind of stuff. So here is the basic rigging. This is the Inu Rig. So essentially it is a crawler style bait that has line going through in multiple sections. It kind of looks like a science project here, right? But what happens is when you pull the line, the worm coils, and then when you let the line go, the worm straightens out. So you can get a lot of movement and a lot of life out of this technique in a very finesse, very natural way, and it's giving your bait new movement that the fish haven't seen before with a soft plastic bait. So it's something that I think you guys are definitely going to catch a lot of fish on. I think for you shore anglers, pond anglers, shallow water fishermen, this is definitely going to be something that's going to be up your alley. But I'm excited to see what the Neko guys do with it, what the drop shot guys do with it. I think there's a lot of game. So let's break it down very quickly. So first of all, this all revolves around a crawler style bait. Now, we've been playing with all the different crawlers on the market, and we've found the best ones that you guys want to pay attention to. So the one that fits it the best for us is the OSP Dolive Crawler. Now, in Japan, you know, they love American-made stuff the way Zoom. We love, you know, Japan-made stuff. So in Japan, they're all about the zoom. So in Japan, where this started was on the swamp crawler or the trick worm. So if you're a zoom fan, the zoom works great too. I find that the Dolive Crawler is the perfect size. The other ones that work well, the Duo Wriggle Crawler also works, and the Yamamoto / Daiwa Neko Fat works great as well. So in essence, the reason that these worms work better than some of the other ones, like the Dolive Crawler works better than, say, the Megabass Tournament Crawler or a Robo Worm, is the bait needs to have enough mass to it, because we are inserting some plastic tubing into the worm. So if the worm is too thin, when you insert the plastic tubing, it just splits it and it doesn't work. So the worm needs to have enough mass. Now, you can do this with any sized worm. The 6.5 is perfect But you could go, you know, up in size. Like there's no reason why you couldn't just destroy them on a big 9-inch or 10-inch crawler. That one would work great. You could go down in size if you really want to get finessey. A 4-inch or a 5-inch would work great as well. You just have to make sure that there's enough body to hold the plastic, okay? So you need to have a crawler. So here's our starting point, is our crawler. Then you need to have some type of plastic tubing. Now, what works great is if you can find those little coffee stirrer straws, that works great. I ran over to Michael's and just grabbed some of these little like paint things. I don't even know what they are. It was in their arts and crafts, but it's just basically a very small, very thin plastic hollow tube, right? So anything that you guys can find like this works great. And what you're gonna wanna do is, I find it's easiest if I just kind of cut this to a sharp point. So we take our worm, right? And we take our tube, and basically we are going to kind of skewer this thing. Is probably the easiest way to explain it. So we're basically going to bend this worm like this, and we're going to put it on a skewer, okay? So very important that it goes straight and that you go through the middle of the worm so that you don't split the worm, right? So we're going to literally just kind of insert this through. We're going to begin our skewering process here, okay? So skewer on. And what we want to do is we want to kind of bend the worm perfectly and make sure that we're kind of skewering in line with the correct bends. This is really important for this to work properly. So we will skewer the next section there. All right, so we have our skewered worm, right? So now what we're gonna do is we are gonna take scissors. Now, I would recommend taking some super glue, dropping just a dot of super glue right there, okay? Just to hold that to the worm, and then you can cut off the excess, right? And then just kind of push that worm up on the super glue. And again, same thing here, you're gonna cut that off. Again, drop a super glue right there. And cut that off, drop a super glue right there. Cut that off. Again, super glue, cut that off. Super glue, cut that off, okay? So basically what we've done now is we've created a worm that has these 3 tube holes in them. Pretty simple, right? So the next thing we are gonna need is we're gonna need a hook. Now, use whatever hook you want to use. I've been playing with hooks. I find that this hook fits it the best. This is the Decoy Worm 20. This is the Big Bite Finesse, but any type hook like this works well. The reason why I like this hook is because it's got this little kind of pocket at the bottom of it right here. You see how it kind of just the shape of this worm, it kind of creates this little pocket right there. That pocket is going to hold it in place on the worm, so I still get maximum bite. So as it sits, or as it's rigged, you can see that little pocket is perfect for just kind of holding it in place, so I still have plenty of hook gap and it's not taking any of my hook away from me, so my hookup ratio is really good, okay? Okay, and then the final thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need something to actually tie your line off with. So what they've been using in Japan, what I find works great, is just a traditional split ring. A size 2 works great, but you can play with this. Guys are starting to use blades, they're using weights, they're using different things, and I'll show you exactly how this rig comes together. Okay, so we have our 3 pieces, right? We have our worm with our tubing ready, we have our hook, and we have our split ring, okay? So here is the rigging. This is very, very simple. Okay, so let's start with the hook, okay? So very simply, we're gonna hold the hook upright, okay? And we are going to go through the eye of the hook. Now, it's very important. The hook has to be at the correct angle for this rig to work correctly. So just make sure it's upright and then come from the top and down through the eye. Now, we do not tie this on, okay? The hook is actually gonna be free swinging on the lines. There's no knot to the hook. Next, we're gonna take our worm and we are going to go through the first tube hole there. Okay, so we're going to go through, and then we are going to go through the next one, and then we are going to go through the third one. Okay, so in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay, and then once that's on, okay, that is also going to be free sliding. So I'll just slide up the line. The last step is we're just going to attach our final piece. So we're going to use this little split ring on there. Okay, so just whatever knot you guys like to tie is great, and we'll attach that on. Okay, so split ring is on. We're going to cut that tag end off. And that's it. So this is actually what you're tied onto. But then as we slide the rig down, okay, everything is going to slide together. We are going to straighten the worm out, and we are going to find our key piece. So what we want is we want that line to smoothly go through each piece, right? So you can see right where this hook is bending is basically right there in that worm. That's where we want that hook to sit. This is why I like the Decoy hook, because I know exactly where that needs to go. I can stick it right there, and that little pocket just holds it perfectly in place, and it stays perfectly in line with where the worm needs to be. So now it's totally rigged. Now it's ready to fish, and when we pull, the worm's going to have movement to it. As you can see, it's going to move, and when we give it back, it's going to straighten out, and that's it. You can add a nail weight to the head, so if you want to, you know, fish it like a Neko rig, you certainly can. You can add a little nail weight to the head to give it some weight. We've been following a lot of anglers in Japan. A lot of them are turning it into a drop shot. So the way they're using it as a drop shot is they're attaching a swivel up in front, and that's also free sliding, right? And then dropping the weight, so you can create something similar to this, where you're just going to have basically a pre-rigged leader with a little swivel, and then your drop shot weight, right? So you could slide that ahead of the hook, right? So that that's up there basically creating a drop shot for you. So all kinds of different experimentation is going to happen with this thing, but when you guys see this in the water, you'll instantly know, yes, I'm going to catch a bunch of fish on that. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Let me show it to you guys in the tank one last time so you can see it. If you have any questions on it, drop down below in the comments and I will definitely get to them. Jeff will leave links to all the products so you can see exactly the right stuff to use. And I'm excited to watch the catches. Please tag me when you guys are using this, the Inu Rig or the Dog Rig. I'm excited to see what happens. So, you excited to use it, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm going to use the 9-inch shot crawler.
I think the 9-inch is going to be sick.
I think it's going to be sick.
Yeah, the 9-inch crawler is going to be fun. So, guys, have a great time with it. A new rig, a new way to catch them. Enjoy. We will see you on the other side. Peace out.